Good morning and welcome to week 35. Not only is it week 35, Elise turned 8 months yesterday and unfortunately was a real grump. Something is hurting her still, so I didn't do any filming. But today we've got a friend coming over and we're going to go to Primark, which is lovely because we don't actually have a Primark in our town. Our main reason for going is to look for some Christmas outfits for Elise. Some Christmas sort of themed and others just things she can wear to look nice over the Christmas period. Last night I had a bit of a tinker with my chair. I've turned the footplate round and it's now in a better position for how the new backrest is making me sit. I also raised up the backrest. I was finding that it wasn't supporting me in the places I felt I needed supporting with this curved bit. That bit was sort of more around my waist rather than up around my rib cage, and I found that this bit was pushing into my bottom and making me sort of bend my back slightly funny. So I've moved that up by quite a bit actually. It was initially, the measurement between here was 13.5 centimetres, and it's now, I think it's 18, but it might be 19. I was measuring and then moving down, up and down, by a centimetre just to figure out what worked best for me, and this seems to be good. However, it does mean that we discounted the deep backrest because it was digging into my hips, but actually if it was being held behind me. So if it was being held where the bracket was too low, so that would explain why it was too deep. So I'm going to phone wheelchair service and ask them if at my next appointment, which is on Thursday, we can have the deep backrest available, just to compare now that I sort of know roughly where the backrest needs to be. Hi Freya! What, you getting a house squishy bear? Yesterday was tough. I felt like I didn't get anything productive done. When actually I did, I managed to upload and schedule the previous week's vlog. Dan rearranged the lounge because we'd really like to have a dining table, now that we've got Elise, to be able to have family meals where we sit down together, because we both feel that's really important. So we popped to IKEA, which you will have seen. This morning has been really productive so far. I've managed to... Elise has been very clingy. Sorry, I'm jumping around. I'm so tired and my brain is not really... It's got hundreds of ideas running through it and there's no time to actually get them done, which means I'm sort of babbling away and not making a whole lot of sense. Today I managed to get up, get dressed. Elise was grumpy and clingy, so I've wrapped her to me and I managed to put some makeup on and get some photos taken for my It's a Sling Thing post on the Wrap Club. This is their Didymus Prima Petrol Hemp woven wrap, and I'd like to get some photos done for Instagram and also a blog post I'm doing about their Wrap Club subscription. So that is now done, which is fantastic because I want to send the wrap back tomorrow because it's due, I think, the end of the week. I like to send it a bit early just in case there's a reason I can't make it to the post office when I'd like to. And now I'm going to aim to film a Primark video, but Elise has woken up, so I'm not quite sure if and how that's going to happen. Should have said my aim is to have the Primark haul up before this vlog, so I will leave the Primark haul linked below if you haven't already seen it. Trying to set up a decent angle to film the Primark haul, and I've noticed I've got lip gloss on my cheek. That's from the wind going in my mouth and wiping it everywhere. I've probably got some all around my mouth now. Today's been a slow day so far, which was exactly what I had needed. We had a really busy day yesterday. I made an on-the-day doctor's appointment because I'm having some difficulty with medication side effects. We started a new medication a week and a half ago and I'm having some difficulties. So the plan is to write it out for another week until I see the nurses at the hospital for my next injection, mention it to them and see what they say. My GP was fab, very supportive as she always is. Then we had 3 parcels to drop off, which we had to do in 2 runs, just because one of them was quite large, so that had to go on its own. We dropped in my prescription, we picked up Elise's milk, and we also went to Lidl. And I think I might have hit on something yesterday. When Elise and Dan went to bed, I stayed up for about an hour and a half doing some work, and it's really helped. I feel like yesterday was productive, like I've achieved something. So I'm going to add that into our routine, set myself a time limit that I need to go to bed at this point, but if they've gone to sleep, then I can use that time to get on with things and hopefully get blog posts written and all sorts of fun things like that. Yesterday I marked out my bullet journal for December, so now I feel ready for December. I feel like I can plan stuff and I'm not going to end up with no time to get everything ready and missing stuff and forgetting stuff. I find life can be quite chaotic, but with a bullet journal I feel like I'm more in control and I can keep up with things. I also didn't feel like I needed to constantly eat sugar to keep up with the day, so I'm hoping that's a really positive sign and it will continue, fingers crossed. So today as I've said, we've had a slow morning, and after lunch I'm hoping we're going to go into town I need to pick up my prescription, pick up my hair dye, which I've ordered because they had a half price sale, and I'd like to get Elise's pyjamas today, her Christmas pyjamas, as well as my mum's Christmas present and possibly a few other bits for Christmas as well. One thing I am going to look for is something to put on the top and on the handles of my chair, because I'm fed up of people leaning on it, especially people I've already asked not to, because it really hurts. So I'm thinking Christmas maybe I could put some tinsel around the top and on the handles, but I'd like something for all the time as well. We've got my aunt's 70th birthday party meal thing on Sunday, and I can imagine that's probably going to be a time where people might lean on my chair, so I'd like to get something that would work year round before then to avoid the extra pain that comes with people leaning on my wheelchair. The weather isn't very nice, so we're not going to go to town. I have decided that we're going to do some Christmas crafting. So you might have seen from a previous vlog that I got these canvases on canvas holders, easels, that's what they're called, and we are going to do some prints today with Elise's feet. So she's in her high chair, she's got some toys to play with, and I'm going to paint her feet and make some nice Christmas, I suppose they could be decorations later, with her feet. I've got some ideas from Pinterest, things you can do with your feet. I think we might make the penguin for Daddy. Daddy likes penguins. Or that one I like, which we could do for Daddy. If I get Daddy a bigger canvas, we can do some handprints for reindeers, the foot for a sleigh. But I think today we're going to start off with some mistletoes. I like the reindeer as well. Lissy really loves music. Which is good because Mummy and Daddy both trained as musicians. Oh! Is that fun? jingle bells, jingle all the way. I didn't even manage to get all of the canvases out of their plastic before someone started grumping. You wanted to get down, didn't you? You did. I'm so glad I've given myself a little bit of time to get these done, because I've got a feeling it's going to take a while. Yeah. To reduce the mess, I think I'm going to do one foot at a time. This might go horribly wrong. Right, wet wipes at the ready. Let's have a foot. Is that tickly? Does that tickle? That did not go so well. Elise got very grumpy. We ended up with one decent footprint, one missing toes, and the other one was rather blurry. So she's just fallen asleep. I'm going to give it a try. Now that she's asleep, I'm just hoping it doesn't wake her up. I wrapped her to get to sleep because she was being very grumpy. So I've put some kitchen paper down to avoid getting paint on the wrap and on her play mat thing. Well, I managed to add the toes from the missing one, and then somebody woke up. I think we're going to have to do in the high chair like we started off, but just do one and then stop, and then just do one and then stop. It's going to be a long old project, isn't it? A long old project, but that's okay. We are on our way back from baby time. We've had a lovely time. Elise has just been non-stop, crawling around all over the place, playing with lots of different things. We had some tactile stuff today. There was pasta, which she did not like, screamed at straight away. Baked beans, which she didn't get round to trying, and jelly. They also had a big tray of water, and you loved that, didn't you? You loved splashing in the water. So now we're going to head home, but via town, and get some of the bits that I wanted to do yesterday. I can't decide between these two. How cute is this hat? They don't have Elise's size, so I'm going to come back because it's a little reindeer.